What's good, everybody? It's your brother, Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. And I'm black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. I've seen a lot of people doing commentaries on the situation that happened with Carlee Russell and how she has now admitted that it was all a hoax about her kidnapping. So her kidnapping was just an elaborate way of her getting some attention. Okay, when she said that she was driving along, she saw a toddler on the highway, and when she went to go get the toddler, she was kidnapped by someone, and then just a few days later, she just mysteriously shows up on her own doorstep like nothing had ever happened. All that was a hoax. All that was some BS. And a lot of people have been getting on her about that. In fact, I saw a lot of people get even more upset and infuriated by the situation when they saw her mugshot, where she's sitting there with that same goofy ass smile, smiling at the camera during the mugshot because she was arrested for filing a false police report, all right, and doing a false 911 call. So I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and the thing I want to say is I do not approve of what she did at all. At all. In fact, it makes me sick to my stomach. And one of the reasons I haven't done any stories about her before now is because I didn't want to give her too much attention, because I think her bullshit is a big distraction from real cases of young women being kidnapped or murdered or abused out there. And I don't want this dumb chicken head being the face of especially black women being kidnapped. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to give her any more attention than she's already been seeking, because this was the whole point of her little kidnapping plot, was to get some damn attention. And I don't know whether she has some sort of mental issues or what, but that's no excuse for what she did. All right? I don't care what mental issues you have, what issues you might be having with your family, or whatever issues you might have in your relationship. None of that excuses what you have done. All right? And actually, it makes me angry when I think about it. You can hear me getting a little emotional now, because all I can think about is she's using up resources and media attention for her nonsense, and there's some young girl out there suffering. There's some little girl out there who, if I looked at them, they would probably remind me of my own daughter, out there suffering or being hurt, and everyone's focused on this bitch right here. And yeah, I'm saying it just like that. I'm saying it just like that. I know some people don't like that language or don't like to hear that, but I'm just keeping it 100 about how I feel about it. All right? I don't like that at all. And the only thing I can think of, like I said, when I see stuff like this, is there's some real girl out there suffering while everyone's focused on this dummy. And I don't even like the idea of people making excuses for her, because I've seen a lot of people making excuses for Carlee Russell on social media, and I will not be one of them, because I don't that kidnapping and your family members being hurt like that, that's nothing to play around with. This is not a joke, and it's not a goddamn game. Okay? And the reason I'm saying that, I study a lot of true crime cases, whether they be black, white, whoever type of female, and some of the things I've heard and read about as far as human trafficking or just assaults on women, it's horrible. It's horrible, to the point where I can't do too much research into it, because it will just bother me to the point where I'll just become paranoid, and I won't let my wife and daughter leave the house. Like, that's how disturbing a lot of these stories are, right? And that's how I can say this is nothing to play around with, and this is definitely nothing that I would ever make excuses for. And anyone making excuses for her, you're despicable. Okay, and one of the people I'm talking about is Dr. Umar Johnson, because he was out there uh, pandering and trying his best to stand up for Carlee Russell. I understand that Dr. Umar is one of these Negroes who, no matter what the black woman does, she can never do any wrong. But if she's black and she's got a vagina between her legs, she's always going to be perfect to him. Nothing she ever does is wrong. I'm surprised he didn't take the Carlee Russell thing and blame black men for that. You know what I'm saying? But he was out there bucking it up, being or what does someone call him on my channel? I forget your name, brother. There was a brother that came to one of my channel and called him something. He called him the Prince of Panderism. Saying that's basically all Dr. Umar does is pander to black women. And he's absolutely right. I apologize for forgetting your name, brother, the one that wrote that. But that was genius. That's exactly what Dr. Umar does, is pander. And it's a bad pandering, too. And I would take him more seriously if he wasn't out here also trying to sexually take advantage of these women as well. Because that's basically all he panders for, is for some draws. He's always on the hunt for some panties with his herpes having ass. And let me play some audio of what he said, because I actually went and found the full video where he gave his commentary on Carlee Russell and the hoax that she put on. And I just wanted to play some of the excerpts here. So to be fair, he did acknowledge that what she did was wrong, and he did acknowledge that her playing around like this when there are real women out there being kidnapped and trafficked is not a laughing matter. It's not a joke. It's not something to play around with. He acknowledged that, but he still is pandering in a way because he doesn't feel that she should be punished, and he feels that we shouldn't go to white people to punish her, and the black community should deal with her. But then how he wants to deal with her is to give her a hug. That's how he wants to deal with the situation, is just give her a hug and pat her on the head and tell her, it's okay, baby. It's going to be okay. Don't do that no more. He wants to do it like you do with a small child or something like that. This is not a game, Dr. Umar Ifakunde. This is not a joke and not a thing to be playing around with. But let me play the audio, because I'm getting ahead of myself here. But let's listen to what he has to say. I'm going to play this first audio where he says how he feels about women who do stuff like this, because he acknowledges that she did this to get the attention of her lover, and that's okay because this happens all the time when women want attention or something like that, which is bullshit, by the way. That's still no excuse for pretending to be kidnapped. Let's listen.
Sisters go through some relationship issues. Y'all can get a little out of pocket with the strategies y'all employ to get your significant other's attention. I understand that. I understand that. I understand we can all be a little immature in the way we address romantic issues, Sister Carlee Russell.
That's not just a sign of immaturity. You planned out a kidnapping. You pretended to be kidnapped. You set up an elaborate situation where you said you saw a child on the highway and someone snatched you up. Okay? She researched movies and on the internet as to how kidnappings go so she could pull this off. That's not just immaturity. That is the mind of someone who is evil and who is devious. The fact that you would look up things to plan this out. That's not just immaturity. That's not just having problems with your relationship. And I don't give a damn what problems you have. That's still not an excuse for doing what you did, Carlee. No matter what this buffoon here says. Let's listen to some more, because now here's the part where he says that he doesn't think that she should go to jail. Let me scroll over to that part and scrub over here, and we'll listen to what he has to say about that.
black women, Sister Carlee Russell. You owe your sisters an apology. I do not want my sister going to jail. So for all y'all saying she need to be prosecuted and persecuted, I disagree with you. Don't no black woman belong in there. I don't want to see her.
So even the black women that kill their children, they don't belong in prison? Okay, because there's some killers in prison who have killed black men, who have killed other black women, who have killed black children, who are in prison right now. You saying she don't deserve to be there? You know, the Carlee Russell, she needs to go to prison to see how harsh it is, to see what it's like to be kidnapped and abducted. And she needs to go there and face some of those women in prison, because maybe they'll get her straight. Since you want to kiss her ass and make her feel better about this situation, maybe she needs to go to prison and meet Diabla or one of those types of females that you saw on like Scared Straight, and they'll get her straight about her lying and pretending to be kidnapped. They'll show her what it's really like to be kidnapped and abducted. Listen to more of what he says.
Prison for that. She made a big mistake and she needs to account and atone to the black community.
That's not a mistake, dude. She planned it out. It's not a mistake when you plan it out. Stop saying that shit. It's not a mistake.
Sister Carlee made a big mistake and she needs to account and atone to the black community, but I do not want her persecuted or prosecuted. I don't want her charged. I don't want her indicted, and I don't want her convicted. And I rebuke any of you who are trying to push that on that young sister.
So what is supposed to happen to her, Dr. Umar? If the black community is going to do the punishment, what is the punishment going to be then? If she's not going to be prosecuted, not charged with anything, not fined, what is the charge? What's the punishment going to be? Because you need negative reinforcement so no one will do this again, and so she doesn't do it again. You see? You can't be patting them on the head and kissing her ass and then don't punish them. You said she needs a punishment, or you don't want white people to do it, so that means you need to do it then. Like, what are you talking about? Now, when he talks about opening up this school, he talks about, you know, when the boys act up, that he's going to take them into a room and pound their chest in and beat them up, but he has no punishment for someone faking their own kidnapping, planning and faking it, using up resources and taking away from the real people out there who are being trafficked and kidnapped. What's this fool talking about?
Because guess what? Our women are sexually trafficked inside the prison also. Black women are sexually trafficked inside the prison also. So why would any black woman or any black man would want Sister Carlee arrested and in prison? I don't support that narrative at all. I do not support bringing white people in to punish black people. We must do this ourselves.
So what are we going to do then, Umar? So let's listen to what his suggestion of what he would do when he sees Sister Carlee. Let's listen to this, because this is the best part. And I've seen other people play this before, but I wanted to play it here so you can hear what he says is the solution for Carlee Russell.
What you did, Sister Carlee, and I'm not beating you up. I love you. When I see you in Alabama, I'm going to give you a big hug and just say, baby, don't do that no more.
What in the hell is he talking about? What in the hell is he talking about? Give her a hug and say, don't do that no more? Like she's a little kid or a dog? What in the hell are you talking about, dude? And she's a grown woman. She's an adult. And she did this shit, man. This is not something to be playing with. And all I can think about are the real little girls and real women out there being abducted or hurt. And this fool is talking about playing around with someone who faked the whole damn thing, giving them a hug and saying, don't do that no more. What the hell is wrong with you? See, this is the problem here with, as far as black men, you always talk about you want black men to take up a leadership position, right, Dr. Umar? It's all black men's fault and black men need to step up to the plate and fix things in the community. Okay, fine. Black men do need to do that. Let's take your lead on that. Black men do need to do that. But how in the hell are you going to call yourself an authority figure? How are you going to call yourself a leader and you don't punish the wicked? When someone does something wrong in your society, you need to punish them. And them having a vagina between their legs should not be a deciding factor. Everyone should be punished equally. That's how the law is supposed to work. That's how you lay down the law. You don't have sympathy and walk back and start doing things differently because you think she's cute or because you think she's just a little girl, okay? And how in the hell are you going to sit there talking about being a black man and protecting black women when you got other black women out here who are really being kidnapped, who are really being hurt or molested or beat up, and you still going to allow this chicken head here to do what she did, planning stuff out just so she can get some goddamn attention. And you're giving her all the attention that she wants, but now you're patting her on the head and talking about, I'm going to give you a hug. What type of shit is that? Just a bunch of nonsense, man. Stuff like that pisses me off. Because you can't talk about being a man and being a real leader and being in charge of anything. And that's how you deal with something or a situation when something is done wrong. That's not how you deal with it. And he shouldn't be in charge of anything anyway. It's obviously not. He can't even get the damn school going. Been talking about the shit for damn near over a decade, and nothing has materialized. So obviously you shouldn't be, you Negro, why are you not even at the school working? You're sitting here doing commentaries on social media, talking with nasty ass Sukihana. Go work on the school, Negro. Why are you always wasting time running your mouth on social media and all these other programs? You would think if you're a school administrator or you're the creator of a school, you would spend all your time doing that. Dr. Booker T. Washington, when he built his schools, wasn't spending all his time running his mouth or just putting his mouth in interviews and whatnot. Stay your ass at the school and do some work, Negro. Do something productive instead of running your mouth and putting this bullshit out here. That's all you're doing is bullshitting. And that's why I don't like this, because you make people like myself look bad. When I call myself pro-black, I get compared to your dumb ass and your dustiness. And I don't have any of the issues that you have. I'm not out here trying to get two queens. I got my one black wife. I have my black children. I take care of my children, unlike you. But you're out here acting a goddamn fool, trying to save hoes, basically, and save criminals, and then you expect people to respect you or take you seriously. This is nonsense. And you can see that it upsets me. I don't like stuff like this at all. You folks can let me know how you feel about it, because I'm getting too riled up here, and I'm trying my best not to say anything that's going to get me banned from the platform. Because if I really go in like I want to, they'll be taking me off for hate speech or whatever. But you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.